In this tutorial, we will discuss example number 10, which is another generative random-based soundscape with references to glitch and click aesthetics. There will be a new module that we discussed, the sequencer, which is used to give some sort of repetition and control to an otherwise very random sound structure. Okay, so please open up example number 10, generative sweep space. So let's get an overview. Okay, so what do we have here? Besides the sequencer here, actually none of these objects is new. So we have discussed and used all of them already. The actual sound generator here is a sawtooth oscillator here. And this is being, it receives a exponential pitch modulation here. Its output is going into a reverb, which is freezing every now and then, controlled by the sequencer. I'm not sure if we have discussed the freeze of the reverb so far, but it basically, if there is a reverberation going on, it freezes that in time. It does not decay anymore, which gives it like a drone ambient kind of sound. This is then going into a low-pass filter with a very high resonance setting, which is also being modulated here, up here. And then there's another reverb. So one reverb that freezes every now and then being filtered. This long decay here, size is very big, is being filtered with a modulation. And then there is another reverb where the very resonant modulation is going into another reverb, which is also freezed every now and then, controlled by the sequencer. And then we have a compression and, of course, our volume dial attenuator here. Right, so the special thing here basically is taking place here with the two reverbs that are being freezed and being filtered. And then we have a quite special modulation going on, of course, with the sequencer and maybe also with this thing here. So for the pitch modulation here, we can have listen to this. No, not like that. With the scope object. So if I unplug this here and put it in there. So you can see this is a random noise generator, which with a sample and hold, which is being triggered from the sequencer here. And the sequencer is it's the first line here, as you can see. It's the first channel, and the green steps here basically mean that triggers are being sent out. So with every step, because they're all set here, a trigger is being sent to the sample and hold, which is sampling the white noise then from here. So the difference now to another way of sequencing is that these triggers here will be in sync with the other channels. So we get a sort of synchronization element here. Okay, so this is being sampled, and then there is a glide going up and down. An attenuator is scaling the signal down a bit, and then it goes again through a quantizer on minor. So we have these glide movements which actually go like on a keyboard, so they're being quantized. Right, so this is the pitch. And then we have this modulation here, which is a slow sine wave LFO, so slowly going up and down. And then we have, you can hear it here, there. That's going slowly up and down, and then every now and then there are these burst sequences like that. Yeah, it's very fast, slower, and then again it changes the speed. Nothing. So there is a lot of, yeah, it has this wavy motion, and it changes the speed of the sampling. And this is what's being set here. So it's the linear FM input here. And so, as you can see in the sequencer, there are not only these green steps which can send out triggers with the rear exits here, but the front row is actually giving the signal of these dials here. And these dials behave the same as DC generators. So it's many DC generators here which switch through in sequence. And so if you look closely, so this is set to 12 o'clock, which means 0. This is actually already a bit lower. This is 0 again. This is a bit higher, lower, lower. So there is some variation going on here, and this is changing the tempo of the LFO here in the step size of this patch, together with the sample and hold here, and with the two other channels that I will discuss now. So I'll put this back here. So now you get the resonance walking around in the reverb tail of this element here. And yeah, we have the two freeze buttons here, which are being controlled from here. And the freeze works basically if you are above 0, if you if you have been on 0 or negative and then jump to something above 0, positive, as with all these other trigger elements in the other tutorials and examples, then you will be triggering this. So this means during this period here, this reverb here is frozen. And then you can see here, it's for these 3 steps, it's positive, otherwise it's 0 or slightly negative. And then this reverb here will be frozen, which gives this drony, every now and then there comes this drony pad sound element in there, and yeah, it's being triggered here from channel 3 and 4, or not triggered but gated basically. The speed sequences is coming from here, and the rhythm for the sample and hold is coming from there. And yeah, that's about it actually. Yeah, that is tutorial number 10. Feel free to tweak around here with the settings, give it some, okay, I haven't said that, you can turn off individual, it's a bit too, if you press the controller like so, you can put in there and deactivate many, or you can go in and click them individually, tune the dials. Okay, this is when it's not patched, so it doesn't make any difference. Have a go on these maybe, make them quicker. Right, so enjoy.